This week on Outdoor Bound TV. It's week 3 of our tour across Canada in search of world-class ice fishing destinations. On this week's show, we shift our attention to lake trout, and our good friend Bryan Bogdan has just the place picked out in his home province of Manitoba. Then we decide to head into the shallow waters of Wekusko Lake for one more stab at the trophy walleyes that call this lake home.
What a fish.
Early bird gets the worm.
That's what you come up here for.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Mission by Matthews and Vortex Optics.
This is my life, the weekend warrior. No more production lines or deadlines. This is why I work 5 days a week. I need speed, power, precision. I expect no less than the best. This is my best. This is my chance. This is my mission.
Simple, efficient, powerful. Mission by Matthews.
Markham's new pocket-sized handheld underwater cameras, the Recon 5 and 5 Plus, use a 5-inch color display to deliver superior screen detail and employ a combination of dark water LED and infrared lighting to punch through the darkness. The Recon 5 Plus adds a built-in DVR and on-screen display for critical information, previously only available on full-sized underwater viewing systems. This winter, see what you've been missing with a Recon from Markham Technologies, the undisputed leader in underwater cameras.
The new Acme Rattlemaster has a built-in echo chamber with a brass rattle that calls fish in. The body's solid brass too and won't bend or dull, and reflects fish attracting light all over the water column. This 1-2 punch of sight and sound means you drill less holes because fish come to you. Jig it, rip it, or shake it for crappie, walleye, northern salmon, or trout, and experience multi-species action with just one bait.
Hi everyone, welcome to Outdoor Bound TV. I'm Kurt Walbeck. It's week 3 of our ice fishing tour across Canada, and we can't leave Manitoba until we give lake trout fishing a try. Now our friend Bryan Bogdan said Reed Lake is the place, so let's fire up those Strike Master augers, get a few holes drilled, and see if we can put one of these trophies on the ice.
Got one coming here. I mean, he's been playing around a little bit. We're just moving him back and forth. Got him. He's right here. Another fine morning here on Reed Lake. Lakers have kind of been in and out all morning here. They've been a little bit finicky here so far, but maybe they're starting to turn on. It's right here at the hole. We're not fishing very deep. We're in about 32 feet of water, but these fish are starting to hit up here a little bit higher, and they're getting a little more active. So there's another lake trout on the ice. Geez, just barely had him. You know, it's a real challenge to keep these fish hooked. We've got to fish barbless hooks up here in Manitoba, and it's a lot different than from some of the lakes we fish other places. So you can't give them any slack in the line or whatever. You got to keep the tension on them. But these things fight good. They're starting to get active here, so I think we're going to have a pretty good day. Good healthy fish there. You see the belly on them. This one's not real long, but I mean he's fairly heavy. He's probably 5 pounds anyways. But good fish.
So we're in Reed Lake, Manitoba, staying at Wekusko Falls Lodge, and we're looking for some lake trout today. It's a beautiful day, middle of March. Lots of slush on the ice right now. We're on a big warm-up front, and what we're going to be doing is fishing with tube jigs mainly, looking for some of these big lakers. What we like to run is 3 to 5 inch white tube jigs or silver. Other colors work, but we just find that the white just seems to prevail. We also like to use walleye belly. We caught that fresh yesterday. And then since we're barbless, we always have that option or that trouble of bait falling off. So what I like to use is sucker belly, and I take a scale off that sucker belly. Just one single scale. Start that belly on that hook if you can get it to pop through. And then when you're fighting fish or fish are hitting and doing lots of big rips action trying to get those fish to come in, sometimes that'll slide off. So that's where one of these small scales off the suckers have such a strong scale on them that they just don't come off, and they're hard to pierce actually. Some people just use a piece of jig tail or another piece of plastic, but I figure the more scent the better, and it gives a little bit of incandescent flash there as well. And then you're set up. There's no way that that's going to come off over that hook with that scale on, and you're set.
Yep, got him that time. That fish has been all over the graph from bottom all the way to the top. And he finally hit. We were probably down about 10 feet off bottom when he finally decided he was going to take it. Still don't know what it is yet. We've pulled lawyers out of this hole, lake trout. What do we got here? Whoa, a whitefish. A good whitefish. Man, look at that thing.
Feels like a small fish.
Maybe he doesn't know he's hooked yet.
Yeah.
Definitely it's a trout. It's got a lot of head shakes. They love to bang that head around.
Okay.
Down there. A burbot, if we put burbot, they'll just be a low, slow, and not lots of that fast head action.
Okay.
Oh, I see the whale, so yeah, it's a nice trout.
It's coming up. I noticed the mark on the bottom. I was doing, as you suggested, Brian, the monster rips, and all of a sudden I noticed the bottom coming up to the bait, and I lowered it back down and twitched it a couple times, and he took it. And I got a white tube jig with a couple pieces of walleye belly on. So yeah, he's spinning around the hole, and he got off.
Yeah, he was in the bottom of the hole there.
Just hooked up on something here. I mean, we've got some action going on here. Like, they're really starting to come on here. This feels more like a lake trout to me. I'm pretty sure of it. But same type of thing. You know, they're starting to move in, get a little more active. This one here, same thing. He hit about halfway down and chased up a couple times, and finally got him hooked back up here about halfway up. So, oh, it's a laker. He's coming up tail first, and there he is. So another Reed Lake trout. They're coming in here. Things are starting to happen, and I mean, that's 2 fish in the last 10 minutes. Another beautiful trout. You look at them things. Beautiful markings on them, good coloring, but they're healthy fish here. So we'll see if we can upsize a little bit here and get some bigger ones.
What we like to do is run great big rips. I call them exaggeration rips, as if you're sitting in your shack and trying to hit your roof. Do great big rips and watch your flasher. That's very important. Watching your flasher at all times, waiting for those fish to come in, and then slow it down, put it at them, raise it up if you can get one to follow, and sometimes they'll hit it on the way up, and if not, drop it back into the mud, bang some mud and bring it up. Just keep playing with them. Sometimes you got to work on those lakers. Lakers are no different than any other trout species. When they're off, and you got to really work on them to get them to bite.
It's just coming on at 2 o'clock, and right out of nowhere, pow, here come a big hard mark, and I think we're hooked up with a real lake trout here. I haven't been able to make much run on him here, but he just hooked up, and now it's just a waiting game. We'll see what we end up with here, but sure feels like a good one, that's for sure. But we got ourselves an honest to God lake trout here for sure. he hit pretty hard. He just come up and we weren't really even paying attention, just talking about moving, and just looked down at the graph and big red bar coming, and twitched it about twice, and he was on that thing. So
this is the most critical time, is when that fish is circling around that hole. You want to be patient, you don't want to force it. If at any time he's going to throw the hook, it's going to be right now. And it's a waiting game. You just have to wait for your opportunity, that chance. As soon as he gets that head turning, then you want to start bringing him up. But you never want to hold him. You never want to stop letting that drag do its thing. That's what it's on that reel for, is to make sure that he can take the line so you don't stress it and snap. Here, you just waited for the right time. Here he comes. There we go.
there we go.
Nice, Laker. Good job. He inhaled that bait.
He was on it. Like I said, as soon as we started twitching that thing just a little bit, he was
unbelievable.
He was there.
Real big east winds coming, and this front's really slowed things down. But then you get these odd ones that come through and just attack.
Yeah.
And that's what the waiting game is about lake trout. You never know if it's the time to leave or hold out and just wait on it.
Yeah.
Because that bite could happen at any given time.
Beautiful lake trout out of Reed Lake here. Fishing with Bryan out of Wekusko Falls Lodge. Bryan's been producing for us very well. We had to work pretty hard for this guy, but you know what? The patience has paid off. Here we got a beautiful, beautiful lake trout. Let this guy go, get a little bit bigger.
You bet, they're in there.
Wow, those were some incredible lake trout. Now don't go away, because before we pack our stuff up and head down the road, we've got to give those Wekusko Lake walleyes one more try.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Real Deal Mineral and HHA Sports. Real Deal G2 seeds. The results speak for themselves.
The lithium laser and lithium chipper from StrikeMaster deliver power on demand with the push of a button and an industry-leading 50-volt lithium-ion battery. Reach for the lithium laser if you need unmatched hole punching speed, or opt for the lithium chipper if you need the durability of chipper blades for opening old holes or drilling in dirty ice. No matter which auger is right for the way you fish, reach for a StrikeMaster Lithium, the electric auger with power to spare.
Proving yet again that the best never rest, Otter introduces Otter Thermaltech, the proprietary full thermal shelf found on every 2015 Otter shelter. Beginning with the all-new XT-H hub shelters and the all-new lightweight one-man XT hideout, on up to the ever-popular XT and XT Pro Series shelters that have earned a near-legendary reputation for unmatched toughness and durability. At Otter, we know stopping at good enough is way overrated. This ice season, see for yourself how the best just keep getting better.
Value Implement serves all of West Central Wisconsin and provides the tough Kubota equipment you need to tackle tough Wisconsin winters. Even the harshest weather is no match for the quality of Kubota and the experience of Value Implement's team. Take control of winter and stop in today for the largest selection of Kubota products at any of our 6 convenient locations. Value Implement.
More stores, more selection, more value.
You know, each year we receive thousands of photos from our viewers of animals that you've harvested and fish that you've caught, and we'd love to share them with you here on the show. All you have to do to be eligible to win is email us your photo or share it with us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And this year you can win some great prizes once again just for sending us your photos.
Prizes include an assortment of musky lures from Nays Baits, a Yeti cooler from Petrick Service Station, a trip for 2 aboard the Grand Illusion 2 charter boat on Lake Michigan, and this year's grand prize, a 4-day, 3-night fishing vacation at Sunset Cove Resort on Lake of the Woods, Ontario.
And remember, all you have to do to be eligible to win is send us your photo with your name and your hometown. Here are this week's Outdoor Bound TV viewer photos.
we go. Look at that. Nice, nice walleye from up here. Stuck the Castmaster down there, and literally it was minutes before we had a fish move in. Like again, same thing. Tapped it a couple times, bam, fish on. Earlier today we were in the clearer water where the lake trout live. We were using the new rattle Castmaster. We've moved into shallower water here. It's a little bit more stained. We've got a really, it's a windy, snowy, half raining type day, so we got inside the otter here, hide from the weather, but we've switched it up to a glow Castmaster. It seems like in the low light, this dark stained water, the fish can't resist these things, so we're gonna go back and get a bunch more with them.
I don't have any bait on here, so no.
Oh, he touched it. You did too, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, he's right here at the hole already. You know, we're not fishing very deep water, so they show up and I heard, oh, he almost got my hand. Just wait for it. Once you got them in the hole, there's no need to rush and get a hook in your hand. That can end your day or make it more painful for the rest of your fishing experience. Oh yeah, you're done. Nice walleye, good thick walleye here.
Not too bad. Another one. You know, the crazy thing is, I've been sitting here jigging constantly, set the rod down, and next thing you know, there's a fish there. Another fine walleye. Looks like we're not gonna have a fish Friday night, so we'll let this guy go, huh?
Sure.
All right. So what we're using today, we've got the 26-inch titanium tipstick made by Beaver Dam. We've got a spool with 12 to 14 pound test braided line, right down to a barrel swivel, onto about a 12 to a 18-inch fluorocarbon leader, and of course we've got it tipped with our the glow Castmaster here. This is the glow version of it. So what we do is we charge up the glow part of the Castmaster here. We tip it with a minnow or small minnow or a minnow head. We get it down in that dark water, and the fish can't resist it.
Come on, Brian.
On that side.
Alright, it's just started ripping real aggressive again, and wouldn't you know it, I think it's another walleye, not really sure. Haven't got a good look at them yet. Want to make sure you're always very patient here at the hole. So many fish get lost there. Ah, it's a little eater walleye. You might even jump right out here. There you have it. Just real aggressive rips until they come in, and then you slow it right down, and it's working out. It's paying dividends. So just keep trying different bags of tricks until you get something that works for you. And it doesn't matter how ridiculous you look, as long as you're catching fish. Everyone's going to want to do what you're doing. Another beautiful northern Manitoba walleye.
Well, here we are in northern Manitoba, Wekusko Falls Lodge, and got a little walleye action going here. 13 feet of water. You see him?
Yeah, did I see him? Yeah, B. Nice, good job, buddy. Yeah. All right, huh? That's a gorgeous
walleye,
fish.
huh?
That is.
That is a walleye. Awesome. Well, we've been having a little trouble hooking them. You know, you got to use barbless hooks, and so they've been kind of giving me fits here.
You hold it.
Okay.
That's your baby.
All right. Nice fish. Gorgeous fish. Put up a hell of a fight. So we've been trying out some new equipment here through Beaver Dam, Uncle Josh, Rattle Castmasters, and seem to be doing the job. Seems to be that noise gives a little bit more added incentive for the fish to bite, because they've been pretty finicky today. So I think that's really made the difference. You know, they don't seem to matter what you put down there, a whole minnow, part of a minnow, whatever. But I think the noise is what's attracting the fish, and so it's been the most productive. And again, the fish have been pretty finicky. I've had a few fish on. They get up to the hole, they get off, they get halfway up, they get off, so they're not really committing. This one, you could see he was caught right at the end of the lip, so he just tapped it, and turns out to be, I don't know, that's a pretty long fish.
29
right
probably, maybe
yeah.
Might be even 30. That might touch 30. That
I don't
one.
know, it's a big fish. So even though it's a big fish like that, you look at the size of the mouth, the lure itself is very small, but he just barely nipped at it. So it's getting to be that time of day at 7 o'clock at night, and it's the middle of March. We've had some pretty slushy conditions. It's snowing outside pretty hard here. It's kind of a miserable ride on the way here. Can't see where you're going, but our master guide, Brian, no worries, mate.
I'll get you there, don't worry.
Get us here, but can you get us back?
Well, I don't know.
On your own, right?
Yeah.
See you back at camp?
Yeah. Awesome fish.
What a nice fish.
Huh? Good
buddy?
job, buddy.
That's a big bugger. Last day of our fishing trip, and as we were hoping, we got into some walleyes, and I was fortunate enough to tie into this dandy 29.5-inch walleye. It's been an amazing trip that we've had. 3 short days, 1 beautiful day of weather, 2 terrible days of weather, including today. It's snowing, almost qualify as a somewhat of a blizzard getting out here. We've caught some real trophy fish. 29.5-inch walleye is a trophy in anybody's book. We've got a 39-inch northern, a 41.5-inch northern, a 45.25-inch northern. So basically everybody here, including the cameraman, has caught his personal best fish. So we didn't get huge numbers, but we sure got some quality fish, and we couldn't be happier. So from Wekusko Falls Lodge, Wekusko Lake, we're signing off.
You know, many people ask me if I'm traveling to Canada, what do I need to have along? Well, there is one of 2 documents that you need to take with you anytime you cross the international border. The first is a standard passport. A passport is required anytime you cross the international border by air. The other document that you can use if you're driving or crossing the border by sea is a passport card. Now, these are available from the State Department, and you apply for them just like you would any other passport. Now, if you currently don't have a passport or a passport card, please leave 6 to 8 weeks for application and processing time before you're ready to travel. If you have something on your legal record, it may be a good idea to get the advice of a Canada Border Crossing Service. There are certain offenses that may restrict or even prohibit your entry into Canada for a certain period of time. Now, if you're interested in bringing a firearm into Canada for hunting purposes, it's really not a big deal, but there is a form that you need to fill out and present at Customs and Immigration once you arrive. Fill out the non-resident firearm declaration form. Handguns are restricted in Canada, and non-residents are not allowed to bring them across the border. Now, if you're hunting with archery equipment, there is no declaration requirement when you're bringing your bows, arrows, and crossbows into Canada. Now, when bringing your firearm back into the U.S., there is a second form that is required by U.S. Customs and Immigration. It is Form 4457, a certificate of registration of personal effects taken abroad. Fill this form out and take it, along with the firearms you intend to travel with, to a U.S. Customs and Border office to have the officer inspect the items that you're going to be taking, verify the serial numbers, sign and stamp your form. Then you will need to present this form at U.S. Customs and Immigration upon your re-entry into the U.S. You know, I think you can see traveling to Canada is really not a big deal, even if you're traveling with firearms, as long as you have your documents in order before you leave.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Brewpub Pizza and Nays Baits.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Latza Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Latza Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
You are the first to rise, first to teach, to get your hands dirty and lend them. You're first to protect. As a hunter, being first is a big part of who you are. And we are first for you. The single most influential hunters' rights and conservation organization in the world. Join like your way of life depends on it.
Markham Technologies unleashes GPS with the release of the RT9, the first to combine sonar, underwater camera, and navionics mapping in a 9-inch ruggedized touchscreen tablet. Built on the Android operating system, the Wi-Fi-enabled RT9 can be used as a standalone tablet, or snap into the cradle, or performance pack for unmatched portability. Ice electronics the way they were meant to be. Sonar, GPS, underwater camera, one unit. Experience the RT9 from Markham Technologies. Nearly 70 years ago, a simple idea was taking form in the heart of the ice belt. That idea was, if you combined a commitment to quality with a passion for the sport of ice fishing, you could build a better ice auger. From that idea, StrikeMaster was born, forever committed to innovation in the quest to build a lighter, more durable auger. StrikeMaster, powerful, durable, reliable.
Well, that wraps up our third stop on our ice fishing tour across Canada. Special thanks to our friend Bryan Bogdan for sharing some of his trophy ice fishing locations there in Manitoba. Now next week we have our fourth and final episode when we head to Ontario. So don't forget to join us again here next week when we'll bring you more great hunting and fishing action from around the Midwest, around the nation, and around the world, right here on Outdoor Bound TV.
So we're on Wekusko. We're not on Wekusko Lake.
You keeping these?
If you want them. I don't need them, but
I don't need them either.
Come the papa.
Perfect. Good
Right
job.
on. Thanks. You can unhook them if you like.
Yeah. All right. If it doesn't keep your heart pumping, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Heading to the smoker.
Okay.
In 3, 2.